Welcome to the fourth lecture of the course Introduction to Computer and Programming. In the previous lecture, we have seen flowcharts and different kinds of flowcharts. These different kinds include sequence flowchart, repetition flowchart, decision flowcharts, and case flowchart structures. इस लेक्चर के एंड में हमने कुछ फ्लोचार्ट की एग्जांपल भी देखी थी. In today's lecture, we will see some complex flowcharts. Then what are the functions, then algorithm, and then we come to a very simple C program. I will show you a very simple C program and then start explaining each and every line of that program. So let's make a flowchart to fill the bathtub with water. So अगर आपने पानी भरना हो किसी टब में for any purpose, maybe for bath, you have a cold tab and you have a hot water tab. आपने दोनों टैब्स को एडजस्ट करना होता है. आप दोनों टैब्स को एडजस्ट करते रहते हैं जब तक जो पानी टैब से आ रहा है वो ज़्यादा गर्म भी ना हो और ज़्यादा ठंडा भी ना हो. Then you wait for some time. और आप कब तक वेट करते हैं? Until the tub fills. और जब टब भर जाता है you will turn off the tap. So that is the process. Let's see that process. The first step, turn on the hot and cold tabs. Is it too hot or cold? If it is, go to step 3. In step 3, you adjust the hot and cold tabs and then go back to step 2. So ये जो process है, ये जो loop है, ये चलता रहेगा जब तक water adjust नहीं हो जाता. Adjust होने का मतलब है ना ही ज़्यादा ठंडा हो और ना ही ज़्यादा गर्म हो. So if it is it too hot or cold? If this condition become false, that means otherwise go to step 4. If this condition become false, you will move to step 4. And in step 4, you wait for 2 minutes. And then in step 5, you check is the bath full. If it is, you will go to step 6. And in step 6, you will turn off the hot and cold tab. And if the condition in step 5, that condition is the bathtub full, is false, you will go to step 4. And in step 4, you will wait for 2 minutes. Now let's see the flowchart step by step. So सबसे पहले आपके पास typically जो flowchart का starting and ending symbol है, terminal symbols, वो आपके पास आएगा, उससे आप start करेंगे. Then turn on hot and cold tab. This is a process. You will turn on hot and cold tab. Then you check if the water is too hot or cold. If it is, you have to adjust hot and cold tab. And after that adjustment, you have to check again if the water is too hot or cold. If it is, you have to do this process again. And if the water is not too hot and not too cold, that means the condition here, if this condition is false, then you wait for 2 minutes. This is step number 4. And then you will check again, is the bath full? If the bath is not full, you have to go to step number 4 again. That is, you will wait for 2 minutes again and then check, is the bath full? If it is, you will turn off hot and cold tab. And then it's the end of the flowchart. And what is A over here? This is terminal, this is connector. मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर में आपको बताया था कि अगर फ्लो चार्ट आपके पास ऐसा है जो कि एक पेज की लेंथ में पूरा नहीं आ रहा, सो यू कैन डिवाइड दैट फ्लो चार्ट इनटू मल्टीपल पार्ट्स. 2 या 2 से ज़्यादा पार्ट्स में आप डिवाइड कर सकते हैं इस फ्लो चार्ट को. एंड यू कैन कनेक्ट दोज पॉइंट्स यूजिंग अ कनेक्टर. नाउ आफ्टर दिस कंडीशन देयर इज अ कनेक्टर ए. अब आपको इसी तरह का दूसरा कनेक्टर फाइंड करना है. दिस इज द सेकंड कनेक्टर. सो दिस मीन्स दैट is the bath full? If this condition is true, the next process will be turn off hot and cold tab, right? And then this is the end of the flow chart. Now let's make another flow chart to find the input number is greater than 10 or less than or equal to 10. So अभी हम एक मैसेज डिस्प्ले करेंगे यूज़र को, एक ऐसा फ्लो चार्ट बना रहे हैं जिसमें हम यूज़र से एक इनपुट लेंगे नंबर, and then we will find if that number is greater than 10, we will display the message the number is greater than 10. If it is not, we display the message the number is less than or equal to 10. So the first step here is display message, enter a number. The second step is read the input in X. So X is a variable, so you have to read the input and store that value in a variable X. Then you check, is X, the value of X is greater than 100? If it is, go to step 4, and in step 4 you display the message greater than 10. If the condition in 3, the condition is X greater than 10, is false, you display the message less than or equal to 100. So let's make a flow chart of this. You start the flow chart with the start symbol, that is the terminal symbol. Then now display message is the output function, and for output function we will use parallelogram, and inside that parallelogram we will write display enter a number. So this means that this is the output operation. Then input X. Input X is not the output function, it is the input function, that is you are taking some value as input from the user. Then you will check if the value of that number is greater than 100. X में जो नंबर स्टोर है, जो हमने यहाँ पर इस स्टेप में यूजर से इनपुट लिया था, वो नंबर greater than 100 है. If that number is greater than 100, then you display the message greater than 100. If it is not, you will display the message less than or equal to 100, because if the number is not greater than 100, then there are two possibilities, and we combine these two possibilities and display the message here, less than or equal to 100, and then end. So this is a very simple flow chart. In the next step, अब हम इस flow chart को convert करेंगे into a little bit more complex flow chart. और उसमें हम करेंगे ये कि we are going to display one of the three message, and these three messages are, we will either display the input is greater than 100, or input is less than 100, और input is equal to 100. So यहाँ पर हमने दो मैसेज डिस्प्ले करने थे, one of the two मैसेज डिस्प्ले करने थे इस पर्टिकुलर फ्लो चार्ट में जो भी आपको स्क्रीन में नजर आ रहा है, and these two messages are greater than 100, less than or equal to 100. अब नेक्स्ट फ्लो चार्ट में we have to separate this part. ये जो पार्ट है इसको हम सेपरेट करेंगे. So let me draw that flow chart. हमने स्टार्ट सिंबल से स्टार्ट किया है. I know this doesn't look like a terminal, but it is a terminal actually. Then हमारे पास parallelogram है, and in that parallelogram we have to display a message डिस्प्ले मैसेज क्या है, एंटर a number. So that is the message we are going to display. We have to put the arrow over here as well. Then उसके बाद जो next step होगा, that is we have to read the input. Read X. And after that we have to check. That means there is a condition then. So let me draw the diamond shape here. And in that condition we'll check if X is greater than 100. Now there are two possibilities. If the X is greater than 100, we will straightforward display the message that X is greater than 100. And if it is not, then we have to check if it is less than 100 or equal to 100. ठीक है, अभी मैं इसका true part complete करने लगा हूँ. That means if this condition is true, we will display the message. और वो message क्या है? X is greater than 100, and this message should appear in the parallelogram. Display हम कर देते हैं greater, right? There's not enough space to write, so I just write greater. So I will write greater, less or equal. So उससे मतलब पता चल जाएगा कि इनपुट जो है वो 100 से ग्रेटर है, 100 से लेस है या 100 के इक्वल है. So this part will be executed when this condition is true. Now if X is not greater than 100, then again I am saying there are two possibilities. Either X could be equal to 100 or X could be less than 100. So there is another condition. And that condition is X is equal to 100. If X is equal to 100, so this is the false part. So if X greater than 100, this condition becomes false. It will follow this path. Then there is another condition, and in this condition you will check either X is equal to 100. If X is equal to 100, you will display the message equal. So display equal. So this part will be executed when X equal to 100 condition is true. If this condition is not true, that means if this condition is false, then definitely X would be less than 100, right? So X greater than 100 is false, X equal to 100 is false. This means X must be then less than 100. So I would just write over here less. So these both are display message, that means output function. So this is also display. Now you can see कि इन तीनों डिस्प्ले मैसेज में से एक टाइम पर एक ही मैसेज डिस्प्ले होगा. एक टाइम पर एक मैसेज डिस्प्ले होने का मतलब ये है कि आपने यूजर से इनपुट ली, यू रीड दैट इनपुट and then you check if that input is greater than 100, you have to display the message greater it will display the message greater and then it will exit. तो यहाँ पर आपके पास बटन है, सॉरी टर्मिनल है एंड का, I think this is the proper terminal now. And then if the condition x greater than 100 is false, you will check again another condition over here, that x is equal to 100. If x is equal to 100, you will display the message equal and then end. If it is not equal to 100, that means this condition is false. You will follow this part and display the message less, that means less than 100, and then end. So इस फ्लो चार्ट में अब आप देखें कि you have a decision flow chart structure within another decision flow chart structure. So आपके पास एक outer decision flow chart है ये वाला, जिसमें आप कंडीशन चेक कर रहे हैं x greater than 100, और एक उसके अंदर एक और decision flow chart structure आ रहा है जिसमें आप कंडीशन चेक कर रहे हैं is x equal to 100. So this kind of thing is called nesting. आपने एक डिसीजन फ्लो चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर एक और डिसीजन फ्लो चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर लिखा है, मेंशन किया है. So this is the flow chart that is a little bit complex from the previous flow chart. Now let's come to another complex flow chart in which you ask the user to input 3 number. So इस अब हम जो फ्लो चार्ट बनाने जा रहे हैं इसमें हम यूजर से 3 नंबर इनपुट लेंगे, x, y and z, right? We are going to display the message. The first message is display message, enter number 1, read x, and the second message is enter number 2, read y, enter number 3, read x. Or we can just write in the one parallelogram, display message, enter 3 numbers, and then we have another parallelogram that is for the input operation. We can write read x, y and z. Let me show you. This is the start symbol, maybe rounded edge rectangle. Then we have a parallelogram. We are going to display a message, enter 3 numbers. Then again in the next we're going to read these 3 numbers. We'll say read x, y and z. So these two are parallelogram actually. इनमें से पहली जो है that is the output operation और जो second है that is for the input operation. इसके बाद हमने अब check करना है. We have to check the condition then. The first condition can be x less than y. If this condition is false, this means that x is greater than y. You just ignore the equal thing. इसमें हम ये कह लेते हैं कि तीनों नंबर डिफरेंट हैं, let's say. So if this condition is false, that means x is not less than y. इसका मतलब है कि y x is not less than y. If this condition is false, this means that y is less than x. So let's say we have a max side and we have a min side. So for this, if x less than y is false, this means that y is somewhere over here and x is somewhere over here. Or we can say that x is larger than y, then this condition is false. Then in the next decision, we have to make a comparison between y and z. So we'll check y less than z. If y is less than z, if this is true, if this is true, then this means that z is greater than y, right? Z could come somewhere over here. z इनमें से किसी एक लोकेशन पर आ जाएगा. Sorry, this is z. But वो x से बड़ा है या नहीं है, but y से बड़ा होगा जब ये वाली कंडीशन false होगी. So जब ये कंडीशन false होगी, then we will display a message. और वो मैसेज क्या होगा? वो मैसेज होगा y is smallest. So हम इधर मैसेज डिस्प्ले कर देंगे y is small. This is a display message. And when this message will be displayed, this message will be displayed if this condition y less than z is true. If this condition is true, we will display the message y is the smallest. And if this condition is false, then we will display a message. So ये condition कब false होगी? Y less than z. If this condition is false, this means that z is less than y, which means that z will lie somewhere over here in this area, right? So we can write over here z is small. This is a display message again. And here we write false. Now x less than y, if this condition is true, so if x is less than y, the condition over here is true. This means that if we have max and min, if this condition is true, x less than y, this means that x is somewhere over here and y is somewhere over here. Y is on the min side and x is on the min side and y is on the max side. Then we have to make a comparison, and the comparison is between x and z. So again we have a diamond shape, and in this diamond shape we'll check if x is less than z. If x is not less than z, this means that z is less than x. If x is not less than z, this means that z is less than x. And in the above we have already checked x is smaller than less than y. So this means that if this condition is false, then we are going to display the message z is smallest, this message. z is smallest, right? And if this condition is true, this means that y is the smallest. So we can write over here x is small. So if the condition x less than z is true, we will display the message x is smallest. And after displaying this message, we have an AND symbol, and all the three comes to the end. So this is a little bit more complex flow chart than the previous flow chart. So अब आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि दो decision boxes है हमारे पास within one decision structure. Within one decision structure we have two decision structure, this one, and this is the outer decision structure. So सबसे पहले आपने जब read कर लिए symbols, आपने condition check करनी है x less than y. If this condition is false, you will follow this path. And if this condition is false, then this means that y is smaller than x. Then the comparison is between y and z. So here we are doing this comparison, and if this condition is true, this means that y is smallest. And if this condition is false, then this means that z is smaller than y, and y is smaller than z. We check it over here, and then we display the message z is smallest. And if the condition over here x less than y is true, then this means that y is greater than x. Then we have to make a comparison between x and z. So the comparison x less than z will be performed, और इस कंपैरिजन का रिजल्ट अगर फॉल्स आता है, दिस मीन्स दैट z इज द स्मॉलेस्ट. सो अगर जब ये फॉल्स होगा तो हम एरो लगा के और इस सेम डिस्प्ले बॉक्स में आ जाएंगे एंड डिस्प्ले द मैसेज z is smallest. And if this condition is true, it will display the message x is smallest. So एक वक्त में एक ही मैसेज डिस्प्ले होगा, बिकॉज या तो जो इनपुट नंबर्स हैं उनमें से अगर कोई नंबर बराबर नहीं है, वी अज्यूम दैट नो नंबर इज इक्वल टू द अदर इनपुट नंबर एक्स वाई जी, तीनों डिफरेंट नंबर हैं, तो तीनों में से कोई एक स्मॉलर होगा बाकी दोनों नंबर की निस्बत. सो एक वक्त में एक ही मैसेज डिस्प्ले होगा आउटपुट. यहाँ पर हम फ्लो चार्ट को एंड करेंगे. इसकी कुछ एक्सरसाइजेज हैं जो मैं आपको एज ए लैब टास्क इस कोर्स में दी जाएंगी. Now let's see what is a function. From a programming perspective, functions allows you to group a logical series of activities or program statement under one name. Every C program must have a main function. So ये आपको याद रखना है कि हर C प्रोग्राम में मेन फंक्शन लाजमी होगा और हर C प्रोग्राम के अंदर सिर्फ मेन फंक्शन ही एग्जीक्यूट होता है. राइट, अभी जस्ट इसका इतना सा इंट्रोडक्शन देना था. इसकी डिटेल में हम बाद में आएंगे. व्हेन वी सी व्हाट इज अ फंक्शन, हम जब फंक्शन के चैप्टर शुरू करेंगे तब हम इसकी डिटेल में ज़्यादा आएंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, suppose I want to create a function called bake cake. Bake cake एक फंक्शन हो सकता है, उसमें सारे स्टेप्स होंगे कि केक किस तरह बनाया जाता है. Let's see those steps. Okay, before going through those steps, let's see what is an algorithm. An algorithm is a finite step-by-step process for solving a problem. कोई भी एक प्रॉब्लम दिया जा सकता है, उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए यू परफॉर्म सर्टेन स्टेप टू सॉल्व दैट प्रॉब्लम. और उन स्टेप्स को एल्गोरिथम कहा जाता है. It can be as simple as the recipe to bake a cake. So बेक केक करने के भी कुछ स्टेप होंगे. आपको इंग्रेडिएंट मिक्स करने हैं, आपको कुछ इंग्रेडिएंट मिक्स करने के बाद उस केक को उस पेस्ट को माइक्रोवेव में रखना है फॉर सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. सो दीज स्टेप्स, दीज ऑल आर द स्टेप ऑफ द algorithm to bake a cake. So it could be as simple as a recipe to bake a cake or as complicated as the process to implement an autopilot system for a 747 jumbo jet. Autopilot system किसी भी जहाज का बनाना जिसमें जहाज पायलट के बगैर फ्लाई करता है is a very complex system. So उस सिस्टम को बनाने के लिए भी you have to write certain step. आपको कुछ स्टेप लिखने पड़ते हैं, कुछ स्टेप परफॉर्म करने पड़ते हैं. Maybe these steps are in thousands. So वो भी एल्गोरिथम कहलाता है. और एक सिंपल टास्क को परफॉर्म करने के लिए आप जो स्टेप लिखते हैं that is also an algorithm. Algorithm generally start off with a problem statement. And this is very important sentence. It is this problem statement that programmers use to formulate the process for solving the problem. So before writing an algorithm, you have to understand completely what is the problem statement. You have to completely understand the problem. आपको वो problem exactly understand करना बहुत ज़रूरी है before writing the step to solve that problem. That is very logical thing. Now let's see the algorithm for bake cake. So first you mix wet ingredient in a mixing bowl, you combine the dry ingredients, then spoon batter into greased baking pan and then bake cake at 350 centigrade for 30 minutes. So these are very just 4 steps. We can divide these steps into more little steps, but these are 4 general steps. So anyone reading my code will see that my function called bake cake and know right away that I am trying to bake cakes. So कोई भी इन steps को देख के ये बता सकता है ये तो जितने भी steps लिखे हैं ये तो केक बनाने के लिए हैं. इन तमाम स्टेप्स को हमने एक फंक्शन के अंदर रख दिया, और उसे एक नाम दे दिया बेक केक. सो बेक केक का एक फंक्शन है और उसके ये 4 स्टेप्स हैं. Function are typically not static. This means that functions are not stationary, meaning they are living entities. If we think philosophically, we can say these are living entities. They take in and pass back information. हम इसको देखते हैं कि how they take in and pass back information. इसी bake cake example में, thus our bake cake function would take in a list of ingredient to bake cake, and these are called parameters. So इस function को आप कुछ चीज़ें provide करेंगे. Function is a process, but all the ingredients to bake a cake you have to provide that function, and that function returns back a finished cake that is called a return value in C. So एक function है, उसमें कुछ steps हैं एक process को perform करने के लिए. To perform that process for the bake cake, you have to provide ingredients to that function, and these ingredients are called parameters to that function. In C language we say these are the parameter to that function, and when that process finish successfully you will get a cake, you will get a baked cake, and that is called a return value of function in C language. Now remember this example. So the main function group activities and can take in parameter, that is information, and pass back value. So हर C प्रोग्राम में हमारे पास एक फंक्शन होगा, that is a main function. So we write every C statement within the main function, almost every C statement within the main function. कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स हम बाहर भी लिखते हैं मेन फंक्शन से, और हम देखते हैं कि कैसे बाहर लिखी जाती हैं और कैसे फंक्शन के अंदर स्टेटमेंट लिखी जा सकती हैं. We will see the example. Now this is a function. इस फंक्शन में the first thing is the name of the function, and then you have the parentheses, the two parentheses opening and closing, and then you have the opening curly bracket and the closing curly bracket. So this opening curly bracket specify the start of the function, and the closing curly bracket specify the end of the function block. So these are all the statements within that function. I haven't write any statement, I just put the line just to show that these are the statement, the C statements comes over here, and all these statements are within this main function. So the main function begins with the keyword main and is followed by the two empty parentheses. The parentheses are used to encompass parameters to be passed to the main function. Usually in parentheses में हम parameters pass करते हैं, some information to the function. This is a caution. C is a case sensitive programming language. What does that mean? If you write capital M and if you write small m, these are two different alphabet for C language. That's why it is case sensitive language. For example, the function name main, small main, capital main, and all the capital main are not the same, they are different. So just remember one thing, that you have to write the main with all the small alphabets in C language. Then following the parentheses are the two braces, two curly braces. The first brace denotes the beginning of the logical programming block, and the last brace denote the end of the logical programming block. Each function implementation require that you use the beginning brace and a closing brace. So आपने जब भी main function लिखना है, you have to first write the parentheses opening and closing with the name of the function, then the curly bracket, opening curly brace, and the closing curly brace. And this opening and closing curly brace specify the statements that could be written within that function. Let's see a very simple C program. So this is a very simple C program, and this program only prints see you later on the computer screen. So there is only output function in this program, and that output function, in that output function you will print see you later in the program. So when the above program is compiled and run, it output the text see you later to the computer screen. Now you know what is a compilation process. A compilation process is a process in which it converts this code, the C language code, into the machine language code. वो machine language code में convert करता है, but conversion से पहले the compiler will check the errors in the C program. वो C के syntax को देखता है. हमने syntax भी देखा था सेकेंड लेक्चर में एंड थर्ड लेक्चर में भी, कि कंपाइलर जो प्रोग्राम को कंपाइल करता है, इट विल लुक फॉर द सिंटैक्स फर्स्ट. इफ देयर इज नो सिंटैक्स एरर इन द प्रोग्राम, then it will convert that code into the machine readable code, that is called machine language code. And when you run that program, that means you execute that program. So basically operating system execute that machine language code. वो जब एग्जीक्यूट करेगा तो आपके पास मैसेज डिस्प्ले होगा, सी यू लेटर. Now let's go to that program and run it. So this is the same program. I am using the dev C++ editor. This is a dev C++ editor. You can see over here dev C++, dev C++. You can, it's freely available editor. You can type in the Google dev C++ download to free download this editor. So this is our program. You can type in using the keyboard. So let me run that program. So first I compile this program. So using compile, for compilation you can press Ctrl F9. So compilation progress, and the status is done. That means compilation is complete. Then I close this window and I go to run this program. So for run you can press Ctrl F10. So for run you can press Ctrl F10. So when I run this program, it display me the message, let us see. Now there is another message on the screen, press any key to continue. So there is another message on the console, press any key to continue. Why this message is here? So when you press any key, it will exit from that program. This is due to this statement, system pause. Why this statement is here? Let me first omit this statement from here. Now I will compile it again. There is no error. Close. If there are errors, it will show you here. It will show the error that these are the errors. Then I will run it. Now please be careful and watch. So the screen appears and it displays the message let us see, but it vanished suddenly. जैसे वो मैसेज लिखेगा let us see, there is no other statement in the program, it will exit. So स्क्रीन आपके सामने आएगी, मैसेज डिस्प्ले होगा और फौरन से एग्जिट हो जाएगी. So उसको उस स्क्रीन को रोकने के लिए कि आप आउटपुट देख सकें, you put a some pause. You put a pause. So just write in every C program that you write in a dev C++ system pause, so that you can see what is the output. Right? Now if I compile this program, there is no compilation error. If I run this program, let's say let us see, and press any key to continue. Now I can see the output of the program. Now let's see the component of this C program. The first component is the multi-line comment block. The second component is a single line comment block, and then the preprocessor directives, then the standard input output library, header file, stdio.h. This is a standard input output library header file. .h stand for header file. And then this is the main function. Now you know it, that every C program has the main function with small main, and that function has the opening braces, curly braces, and the closing curly braces. और इस opening and closing curly braces के दरमियान जितनी भी statements आएंगी, that comes inside that function, inside the main function. And then we have a program statement, then end of logical program block, and printf is actually a function. So this is the printf function, and then within the printf function we have escape sequence, and at the end of this function हमारे पास semicolon आ रहा है, that is the program statement terminator. So the very first thing is the multi-line comment block. Comments execute नहीं होते, चाहे वो multi-line हो चाहे वो single line हो, comments will not be executed. So compiler will ignore the comments when compiling a program. So compiler जब प्रोग्राम को कन्वर्ट करता है from the C language into the machine language code, it will ignore all the comments block or the single comments line. So तमाम की तमाम कॉन्सेप्ट कमेंट्स को C सोर्स कोड से इग्नोर कर देता है. Comments help to identify program purpose and explain complex function. For example, आपने एक प्रोग्राम बनाया है जिसमें आप 3 इनपुट यूजर से ले रहे हैं और आप चेक कर रहे हैं कौन सी इनपुट स्मॉलेस्ट है और आप उसके अकॉर्डिंगली मैसेज डिस्प्ले कर रहे हैं. द एक्स इज स्मॉलर, द फर्स्ट नंबर इज स्मॉलर, द सेकंड नंबर इज स्मॉलर और द थर्ड नंबर इज स्मॉलर. आप इस तरह से मैसेज डिस्प्ले कर रहे हैं जिस तरह से अभी हमने फ्लो चार्ट में देखा. इस प्रोग्राम के शुरू में आप कमेंट्स लिख सकते हैं. यू राइट द सेम प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट दैट दिस प्रोग्राम will take 3 inputs from the user and it will tell which input is the smallest. So प्रोग्राम के शुरू में अगर ये कमेंट्स की कुछ लाइन लिखी होंगी सोर्स कोड में, तो जब आप इस प्रोग्राम को कुछ अरसे बाद, फॉर एग्जांपल यू ओपन द सेम फाइल आफ्टर 6 months, तो आपके प्रोग्राम को कोड को देखना नहीं पड़ेगा. यू कैन जस्ट रीड द कमेंट्स टू सी व्हाट दिस प्रोग्राम विल डू. आप जस्ट कमेंट्स की वो लाइंस पढ़ेंगे और लाइंस पढ़ने के बाद आपको पता चल जाएगा कि ये प्रोग्राम क्या फंक्शन परफॉर्म करता है. सो दे कैन बी वैल्यूएबल टू यू एज अ प्रोग्रामर एंड टू अदर प्रोग्रामर लुकिंग एट योर कोड. आप खुद प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं, अपनी असाइनमेंट करते हैं, असाइनमेंट में एक सी का प्रोग्राम बनाते हैं. तो उसमें फुली रिकमेंड करूंगा कि आप उसको उसमें फुल ऑफ दैट असाइनमेंट शुड बी फुल ऑफ कमेंट्स. उसमें आप कमेंट्स लिखें. सो वो जो कमेंट्स मैं पढ़ूंगा इट विल हेल्प मी टू अंडरस्टैंड योर कोड. The text C programming for absolute beginner is ignored by the compiler because it is surrounded with the character set. किस कैरेक्टर सेट के दरमियान में आ रही है? /, स्टैरिक एंड स्टैरिक /. सो जब भी कंपाइलर को C सोर्स फाइल में /, स्टैरिक एक साथ मिलेगा कंबाइनली, जिस तरह यहाँ पर है // एंड स्टैरिक एज शोन इन द स्लाइड. सो वो उसको मल्टी लाइन कमेंट्स ब्लॉक कंसिडर करेगा. देन इट विल लुक फॉर द क्लोजिंग ऑफ दैट मल्टी लाइन कमेंट ब्लॉक. और क्लोजिंग के लिए वो देखेगा कहाँ पर स्टैरिक और // आ रही है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने लाइन नंबर 2 से स्टार्ट किया था // स्टैरिक, दैट इज द बिगनिंग ऑफ दैट मल्टी लाइन कमेंट ब्लॉक, एंड आपने लाइन 5 में स्टैरिक // लिख दिया. सो लाइन 2 से लाइन 5 के दरमियान जितनी भी स्टेटमेंट्स आ रही हैं, आपने जो कुछ भी लिखा हुआ है, ईदर दिस कुड बी अ C स्टेटमेंट विद इन दैट ब्लॉक और सम इंग्लिश सेंटेंस और एनी नंबर्स, these all will be ignored by the compiler. So comments जितने भी होते हैं, इधर मल्टी लाइन कमेंट्स हो या सिंगल लाइन कमेंट्स हो, दिस इज फॉर द प्रोग्रामर टू हेल्प द प्रोग्रामर इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द प्रोग्राम सोर्स कोड. इसको मल्टी लाइन कमेंट्स कहा गया है, बट यहाँ पर इसको सिंगल लाइन में यूज किया गया है. सो मल्टी लाइन कमेंट्स का मतलब ये हरगिज नहीं है दैट इज ओनली फॉर द मल्टी लाइन. आप इसको सिंगल लाइन में भी यूज कर सकते हैं, लाइक हियर /* then you write C programmer for absolute beginner. This is the statement you want to write in your C code maybe, and then */. So single line में ही दोनों पैटर्न मिल गए हैं. It will first look for this pattern. अगर ये पैटर्न मिलता है तो उसके correspondingly ये पैटर्न भी मौजूद होना चाहिए, चाहे वो उसी सेम लाइन में मौजूद हो, चाहे वो प्रीसीडिंग बाद वाली लाइन में मौजूद हो. So the character set /* signifies the beginning of the comment block end the character set static slash identifies the end of the comment block. So end of the comment block could be on the same line जहाँ से वो block शुरू हुआ था, or it could be on the other line. So this is the multi-line comment example. So the first line is C Program for Absolute Beginner, Chapter 1, Getting Started with C Programming by Michael Vine. So any characters used after the character set // are ignored by the computer for that line only. So / is a single line comment. So इस single line comments जिस लाइन भी अपीयर हो रहा होगा उस लाइन में जो कुछ भी लिखा होगा that will be ignored by the compiler. अगर उस लाइन में कोई सी स्टेटमेंट है या उस लाइन में कोई आपने इंग्लिश का सेंटेंस लिखा हुआ है या कोई नंबर्स हैं या कोई डिजिट्स हैं, these all will be ignored by the compiler during the compilation process. That means कि इस लाइन पे जो चीज़ भी लिखी होगी या इस ब्लॉक के अंदर जो भी चीज़ आ रही है इस चीज़ को बाइनरी लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट नहीं किया जाएगा, और जब वो बाइनरी लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट नहीं होगी दिस मीन्स दैट दीज थिंग्स वोंट बी एग्जीक्यूटेड, इसका एग्जीक्यूशन पे कोई रिजल्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. सो अ मल्टी लाइन कमेंट ब्लॉक विद अ कैरेक्टर सेट // सो यू कैन हैव अ मल्टीपल लाइन्स एंड ईच लाइन, हर लाइन जो शुरू हो रही है वो // के साथ शुरू हो रही है. दिस कुड बी पॉसिबल. सो इसमें ये तीनों लाइंस को इग्नोर कर देगा. देन कम्स द कीवर्ड्स. कीवर्ड्स इन सी लैंग्वेज. There are 32 keywords defined as keywords in the standard ANSI C programming language. Keywords have predefined uses and cannot be used for any other purpose in C program, like while keyword. So keyword का मतलब ये है कि C ने वो words अपने लिए रिजर्व कर लिए. अब C लैंग्वेज के लिए उन वर्ड्स का स्पेशल मतलब है एक. सो दीज वर्ड्स आर कॉल्ड कीवर्ड्स. और अब आप उन कीवर्ड्स को प्रोग्रामर यूज नहीं कर सकते अपने किसी और मकसद के लिए सी प्रोग्राम में. उनका सी प्रोग्राम में सिर्फ एक ही मकसद है. फॉर एग्जांपल हमने लास्ट लेक्चर में जो फ्लो चार्ट वाला लेक्चर है उसमें वी हैव सीन सर्टेन कीवर्ड्स लाइक while, that is for the repetition structure, if, that is for the decision structure, int is new, float is also new. So int is used to declare integer variable and float is also used to declare floating point variable. Floating point variable means real number, any number with a decimal point. Then char, that is short for character. Int is short for integer. So for char is used to declare a character variable. Then comes the for loop. This is again the repetition structure. So there are 32 keywords in C language. I just shown over here 6 keywords. Now comes the program statement. The program statements serves to control program execution and functionality. Many of these statements must be with a statement terminator, that is semicolon. So जितनी भी प्रोग्राम स्टेटमेंट मेन फंक्शन के अंदर आ रही हैं वो उस प्रोग्राम की फंक्शनैलिटी बताती हैं कि वो प्रोग्राम किस तरह से एग्जीक्यूट होगा, या जब वो प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट होगा देन व्हाट इज द बिहेवियर ऑफ दैट प्रोग्राम. सो जितनी भी स्टेटमेंट्स, मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट्स दैट कम्स विद इन द ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग ब्रेस ऑफ मेन फंक्शन, they are terminated by a semicolon, that is the statement terminator. This means that कि वो स्टेटमेंट वहाँ पर उस सेमी कॉलन पर ख़त्म हो रही है, लाइक दिस. सो दिस इज द printf स्टेटमेंट दैट टर्मिनेट्स एट सेमी कॉलन. और printf का मतलब है you want to print something on the computer screen. If you want to print anything on the computer screen, or I would say if you want to display anything on the computer screen, you can use printf statement. Any text you want to display in the standard output must be enclosed by quotation marks. What is the standard output? Standard output is a monitor. So anything that you want that your program display on that screen, on that monitor, you can use printf statement, and it is enclosed by the quotation mark. Quotation mark means double inverted commas, like this over here and like this over here. So you have to write within these inverted commas or quotation marks. So program statements that do not require the use of statement terminators are comments. Comments के end पे हम semicolon नहीं लगाते. Preprocessor directives that start with the hash sign. आप जो हमने पहला सिंपल सी का प्रोग्राम देखा है उसमें देख लें कि एक प्रीप्रोसेसर डायरेक्टिव भी है, that is hash include stdio.h. So इसके एंड पे भी सेमीकोलन नहीं आता. Beginning and end program block identifier. After the main function, we mention the boundary of the main function with the opening curly bracket and the closing curly bracket, and after those curly bracket we won't write semicolon. And the function definition beginning, for example main. So main and parenthesis opening and closing, and after that we won't write semicolon. यहाँ पर एक और चीज़ आई है, function definition. What is a function definition? Function definitions mean कि आप उस function के step by step ये mention कर रहे हैं कि जब ये function execute होगा तो क्या task perform करना है. For example, इस पर्टिकुलर इस फर्स्ट सी प्रोग्राम में जो हमने अभी कुछ प्रीवियस स्लाइड्स में देखा है, उसमें हम जस्ट एक ही टास्क परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, एंड दैट इज प्रिंटिंग द मैसेज. सो दैट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द मेन फंक्शन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सोर्स फाइल. इस तरह बेक केक का फंक्शन है. व्हाट कुड बी द डेफिनेशन ऑफ दैट बेक केक फंक्शन? इट इज you mix all the wet ingredients, उसके बाद आप तमाम ड्राई इंग्रेडिएंट्स को मिक्स करते हैं, इसके बाद दोनों को मिक्स करते हैं, put them in the bowl, and then you put the bowl in the oven for 45 minutes. So ये जो तमाम स्टेप हैं for the baking cake, this is called the function definition of baked cake. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जब बेक केक का फंक्शन एग्जीक्यूट होगा तो ये तमाम के तमाम स्टेप परफॉर्म होंगे. आई होप थोड़ा सा आपको आइडिया हो गया होगा व्हाट इज अ फंक्शन डेफिनेशन. अगेन मैं यहाँ पर कहूँगा जब हम चैप्टर स्टार्ट करेंगे, फंक्शन का चैप्टर स्टार्ट करेंगे, देन द फंक्शन डेफिनेशन विल बी मोर क्लियर टू यू. Preceding program statement do not require the semicolon. ये तमाम प्रोग्राम स्टेटमेंट्स जो हैं, कमेंट्स, प्री प्रोसेसर डायरेक्टिव, बिगनिंग एंड एंड प्रोग्राम ब्लॉक आइडेंटिफायर एंड द फंक्शन डेफिनेशन बिगनिंग. फॉर एग्जांपल मेन, ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट एंड क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट, इनके एंड पे सेमीकोलन नहीं आता बिकॉज दे आर नॉट executable C statements or function call. The only C statement that perform work during the program execution require semicolon. Now comes the escape sequence. Escape sequence are specially sequenced character used to format output. So आपने जो output display करनी है उसको किस form में display करना है, you use the escape sequence. For example, in this printf statement we have two escape sequence character. The first one is \n and the second one is also the \n. This printf function adds two new line for formatting purpose. Before text is shown, the program output a new line. So what printf function will do, it will display what is placed inside the quotation mark. So within the two quotation marks in the printf statement we have /n, see you later, \n. So that means before printing see you later, it will put a new line because of this /n. अभी हम इसका प्रोग्राम देखते हैं. इसमें देखेंगे what is a new line before this text appear on the screen, and after the text is written to the standard output we have another new line. So these are all the escape sequence. /n create a new line, /t move the cursor to the next tab. Tab is usually 4 or 5 spaces. So when you put /t तो वो उस तमाम जो कैरेक्टर है उनको 4 या 5 स्पेसेस आगे मूव करके लिखना स्टार्ट करेगा स्क्रीन पर. Then /r moves the cursor to the beginning of the current line. इन सब के एग्जाम्पल देखेंगे अभी. Then insert a backslash. For example, you want to insert the backslash in your output. You use the double backslash then, because backslash has a special meaning to the C compiler. जब भी backslash आ रही है वो ये समझता है कि this is escape sequence. So that's why if you put a double backslash तो अब C को पता चल जाएगा the second slash is for the output. And then insert double quote. For double quote you again put /double quotes. Why you put slash before this double quote? This is to make it different from the quotation mark that is used in the printf function. So if you want to display anything on the screen with the double quotes, the only option is to use the printf function. And how you make it different from the quotation mark used in the printf function, you can use a \double quote sign. We will see the example of this as well. And then /single quote to insert a single quote in the program. Now the escape sequence /n. So let's say if I have a printf statement, and in that printf statement the text is line 1 /n, line 2 /n, line 3 /n. So the output will be like this, and then the cursor will be on the 4th line. This is the cursor. So if you have 3 printf statements like this, see for absolute beginners, these are not 3 lines actually. The output will be only 1 line like this, and the cursor will be on the new line because after the beginners there is a /n character. So it will put C first, it will put C on the screen, then for the there is no new line character, no tab, nothing. So after C it will put for the on the screen, there is no new line character over here. Then with the it will put absolute beginner on the computer screen. Let's see the program. This is the program. In In this program you can see I use a multi-line comment. So / static, this is the beginning of the comment block, multi-line comment block, and static / this is the end of the comment block. So इस प्रोग्राम में just एक printf की statement है, and this is this statement, and this statement is used to see the output of your program. So it holds the computer screen, it holds the that black console screen until you press any key from the keyboard. So let's first run the program. First compile it, compilation done, close the result, and then run it. So this is the output of the program. On the first line you can see line 1. So this is the code. On the first line it says line 1, then /n. So the control will transfer on the second line, and what is to be printed is line number 2, then /n. The control is transferred to the third line, and then it print line 3, and then /n. The control is transferred to the next line, then it says press any key to continue. So this press any key to continue is because of this system pause, this statement. So now I press any key and it will exit. Let's see the effect. If I remove this /n, then let's see what will happen. First compile it, then run it. Now you can see line 1, line 2 and line 3. I remove the new line character after line 3. So press any key to continue will be written just after line 3. It will not be written on the new line because you just remove the character from here. So press any key and it will exit. Now let's remove these comments. And let's put some comment over here. Now this is a single line comment. It will now ignore this line when the program will be executed. So for any change in the program you have to compile it first, and for compilation you use Control F9, and to run the program you have to use Control F10. So first I compile this program, close, and then run it. So what it did is it write all the thing C for absolute beginner in one line, and then press any key to continue. So you haven't put any new line character at the end of these printf statement, so that's why it print all the text in the same line. So this is the end of our lecture number 4. We will continue from here in lecture number 5. Let me summarize lecture number 4. In lecture number 4 we start with the very complex flowchart structures, and then we see what is a function and what is an algorithm. Then I have shown you a very simple C program, some of its components. We have seen what is a multi-line comment and what is a single line comment, and what is a program statement and preprocessor directive. Then we see in detail, a little bit detail of the main function, that every C program needs a main function, and every C statement that is written in that main function will be executed. Then we see the escape sequence new line character, and we will continue from here in our next lecture. Allah Hafiz.